Jeffrey Dahmer was an American serial killer and sex offender who committed the murders of 17 men and boys between 1978 and 1991. Dahmer was born in 1960 in Milwaukee, Wisconsin and had a difficult childhood, with his parents' divorce and his own struggles with social isolation and sexuality. Dahmer's first murder occurred in 1978, when he picked up a hitchhiker and killed him in his parents' home. He continued to kill and dismember young men, often choosing victims who were homosexual and/or people of color. Dahmer was finally caught in 1991 when a would-be victim managed to escape and alert the police. When authorities entered Dahmer's apartment, they found evidence of his gruesome crimes, including dismembered body parts and preserved skulls. Dahmer confessed to his crimes and was found guilty of 15 counts of murder. He was sentenced to life imprisonment but was beaten to death by another inmate in 1994 while serving his sentence. Dahmer's case remains one of the most notorious in American criminal history and has been the subject of numerous books, documentaries, and films.
Jeffrey Dahmer was caught when one of his would-be victims, a 14-year-old boy named Konorak Synthesumphone, managed to escape and alert the police. 2 police officers responded to the scene and noticed a naked and disoriented Synthesumphone on the street, who told them that Dahmer had drugged and assaulted him. When the officers arrived at Dahmer's apartment to investigate, he initially tried to convince them that Synthesumphone was his 19-year-old boyfriend who had simply had too much to drink. However, when the officers noticed photographs of dismembered bodies and the smell of decomposition in the apartment, they called for backup and eventually discovered evidence of Dahmer's gruesome crimes. Dahmer was taken into custody and later confessed to his crimes, leading to a trial in which he was found guilty of 15 counts of murder. The case received widespread media attention and highlighted issues around race, homophobia, and mental health in the criminal justice system.
Jeffrey Dahmer was caught when one of his would-be victims managed to escape and alert the police. When officers arrived at Dahmer's apartment, they found evidence of his crimes, including dismembered body parts and preserved skulls. Dahmer was taken into custody and later confessed to his crimes, leading to a trial in which he was found guilty of 15 counts of murder. After the officers found evidence of his crimes in his apartment, Dahmer was taken into custody and initially denied any involvement in the murders. However, he eventually confessed to his crimes, detailing his methods of luring and killing his victims. During his trial, Dahmer's defense team argued that he was mentally ill, but he was found guilty and sentenced to life imprisonment. Dahmer was later beaten to death by another inmate in 1994. His case is widely studied and has been the subject of numerous books, documentaries, and films. During his trial, Dahmer's confession and the gruesome evidence found in his apartment were presented to the jury. The prosecution argued that Dahmer's actions were premeditated and that he was fully aware of what he was doing, despite his claims of mental illness. The defense team, on the other hand, argued that Dahmer suffered from multiple mental illnesses, including borderline personality disorder and schizophrenia. Despite the defense's arguments, the jury found Dahmer guilty of 15 counts of murder and he was sentenced to 15 consecutive life terms in prison. While in prison, Dahmer was attacked and killed by a fellow inmate in 1994. The Jeffrey Dahmer case is significant because of the shocking nature of his crimes and the impact it had on the public's perception of serial killers. It also raised questions about mental illness and criminal responsibility, and highlighted the need for improved mental health services in the criminal justice system.